Hi, chosen ones, hi, divine light beings, hi, gods and goddesses. Welcome to the channel Yoniverse. I'm live again, and this time it's all about the topic is going to be the importance of African spirituality that is connected to the soil and the soul. You know, that we are connected to the unseen realm. I'm gonna wait a little bit this time to see if more people are coming in so that I can start to talk about the topic. I wrote a few things down because I think it is important for me to stick a little bit more to the topic of today. It has to do with spirituality, it has to do with why it is so important for us as nine ether beings to tap more into nature, to tap more into knowing ourselves. And when I'm speaking about nine ether beings, I'm talking about all the um, all the beings that have neuromelanin. So when it comes to neuromelanin that contains carbon, I'm talking about these beings. And I think it is important for us in this time to rise and to acknowledge and know who we truly are. Most of us are already stepping into or in that journey of knowing ourselves. But in this time, you know, in this age of Aquarius, it's extremely important. It's extremely important for African people on the continent to get rid of the religious psychosis that they are in, because this will give them more that sense of, you know, being free, and for them to be liberated mentally so that they can step more into that energy and the spirits of who they truly are. um, Let me see if I can see anything here. And welcome everybody that's here to the live chat. I don't see a lot of people yet, so I'm gonna wait and see if I can. Let me see. Okay. If the sound is good, let me know by typing in 6 so that I know that the sound is good, because I don't really know, cannot really see or hear. Where is the chat? Let me see. Okay. I don't know why I'm not seeing anything here. So yeah, the topic is, I think it is extremely important because of everything that's happening on the continent, on the motherland, Africa. It is extremely important for us to understand that, you know, this age that we are in, why all these things are happening, and how we can connect to everything that's happening, because these all of these things, you know, they have been ordained by the universe. They have been set into place by the universe, and not for nothing, because everything that goes around comes around. So when we look at like, for instance, let's say that the time that everything started with neuromelanated beings being used and abused by the Europeans, by the Western countries, that they have, you know, were being used and everything because of our strong gene, because of them needing people to do the work for them. You know, when it's like something is gonna change, and then when it changes, because these people, they got like a lot of time to do whatever they wanted, and they say the devil is a liar. So now their time has come, the time for them to live in fear, just like they had put our ancestors in fear by doing all of these things to them. It is their time, it is their time. So I want to talk about that. I want to talk about the importance of Africa, the importance of Africa also when it comes to other people from other countries, if it is the Caribbean, if it is America, if it is, you know, people that come from melanated countries but are in, let's say, for instance, Europe. It is important for them also to know this message that have to do with African spirituality and why it is so important. Because eons ago, yeah, Africans they still have, but they were more in tune with their power. They were more in tune with their higher selves. Yeah, they could do things that we could not even imagine today. Our ancestors could do things when we have to go back into the Kemetic times. They could do things with their mind, yeah, because they were so in tune with their higher self, the higher consciousness. They were really living in times that they didn't have fear. They were living in their higher nature. So for us, to know who our ancestors were, for us to understand that in this age of Aquarius, we really need to tap into our higher selves, know who we are, know where we came from, and it has to do with a lot of things. Spirituality goes very deep. Everybody can do their own spiritual thing on their own way, but you have to start somewhere. It has to be important for people to know that, hey, you are a spiritual being. You are vibrating from, or you're using your right brain to do certain type of things. And how can you use this right brain to manifest certain things that you want to happen on the 3D realm? So our ancestors knew how they could do that. And okay, the chat is working. I thought I couldn't see anything from the chat, but I see a shout out to Eric Godwin. Thank you for being here. I said, because I don't know, maybe you just came in. I said that I would wait. I think I'm gonna try to wait for maybe 5 people to be in this live, and then I would start to go a little bit more deep into the importance of African spirituality and why it's so important for neuromelanated beings, for 9-ether beings, black people, however you want to call yourself, why it is so important, especially in the age of Aquarius, why we have to use this energy and utilize this energy to manifest things into reality, yeah, and set intentions, speak words of intention, because words are very powerful. It's not only the revolutions that are taking place on the continent, the motherland of Africa. It's not only important to be armed. It's not only important to understand that you have to go against the West, because we have to be realistic. The West, they are I don't want to call them savages, but they are people that they use their lower nature a lot to realize the things that they want, but they also use a lot of spirituality, yeah. So they learned about the spirituality from our ancestors in Kemet, what they call Egypt nowadays. They use magic, yeah. Even if you go back into the Bible and you understand the Bible from a different point of view than what let's say the church wants you to understand, then you're gonna realize that um, everything that has to do with spirituality, numerology, alchemy, it all came from Kemet. It all came from Egypt and how important it is. Um, so a shout out to Third Eye Vision. Thank you for joining the live. Like I already said, the topic is about why it is so important for Africans to go back to their roots, to go back to their higher self, to connect with their higher self. And even though, Africans as us that come from different places that carry the DNA of Africa, we always knew that there is something bigger than us, something higher than us that is connected within us. So we always knew that. So the Europeans just used whatever they knew to, conquer us and to, use us. And then they took our power and our magic and our spirituality, and they just use it against us. And because we are, let's say believers, we know that there is something bigger than us. We just fell into the trap, and we teach them a lot of things when it comes to African spiritualists, on the continent, the motherland of Africa. There is, I think it was in Benin, that these Caucasians, these Europeans, they could not even put their foot on the soil, because the soil, was there was some type of energy, spirit on this soil, that these Europeans, they could not put their foot on the soil. But but having like sellouts, that also were African, that told them how the magic works and how everything works. Now they could put their foot on the soil by knowing the secrets to, to what Africans and African spirituality is. And I think it is very important for us to realize and learn from our ancestors that, hey, these things that we practice, artifacts also that, that they had in Africa, it is so important for us to not always explain to people the secrets to everything that we are made of. So I see that there are 4 people in the live, so I'm just gonna go deep into whatever I wrote down, whatever I want, what type of message that I want to bring out today. These are just uploads that I got, and I thought, okay, it is time to make a new live and to just step out of my comfort zone of making videos that are not live. So like I already said, Africa, for them to be really free and then help the rest of the planet be free, we need to realize certain things. And the things that I think that are very important is Africa needs to get rid of all of these like European names, European holidays, because there are spirits and energies attached to these holidays, that they are celebrating, that are not even holidays of their ancestors. They have to get rid of names that are attached to places and to the continent that doesn't have anything to do with their ancestors. So if you want to honor the soil, if you want to honor whatever Africa stands for, you have to get rid of all of these names and holidays that are carrying a certain type of energy and spirit with them. So start to honor the ancestors who truly stood for freedom, for being free. Africa is free. So, those are the words that we should be speaking into existence, because words are spells. These Europeans, they use spells, they cast spells every day. Yeah. I know that some people are gonna say like, oh, what is she talking about? This is evil and blah 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 blah. Um, I'm not gonna go deep into that right now. I just want to bring out my message, and I want also it to be important for people to realize that everywhere you have magic, everywhere you have spells, everywhere you have these type of things, even in the Bible, because spells are being casted every day. Every day, Europeans will use their form of spells on the TV, on the radio, the news that they bring to you, that they are lying, telling all of these things that are not truth, are spells. So constantly they are bringing spells and speaking things into existence. Yeah, so Africa and the ones that want to rule Africa in a different way have to be really mindful of this, because these are things that Europeans have been doing for eons. Even though it is their time, they know that their time is up. They will never give up. Yeah. So we should never give up either, but we should know who we are. We have to know ourselves. Even in the Bible, it tells you to know thyself. You have to know thyself first. You have to know where you're coming from, so that you can know where you are going. Where is Africa going? We have to know where we came from. All of these religious psychosis is not really helping the place. So now that you are giving these revolutions, it is time for us to step into our true spirit, who Africans really were, who Africans truly are. Call on ancestors, especially the ones that I already said that stood against the West and even lost their lives because they stood up against the West. We can't have names and holidays, like I said, that spirits and ancestors of these Western Europeans, Caucasians are attached to. Because it is, they tell you energy can only be transferred, it does not die. So now, if we are carrying these names, these holidays, doing all of these things that these people have brought to, to the African continent, for us to stay in our lower nature and not know who we truly are, it is time to get rid of these things. It is time to get rid of puppets. It is what it is. And like I already said in my previous video or previous live, that chaos brings change, and chaos is needed for change to come. It is what it is. We cannot do anything about it. That's the only thing that will bring change, because Europeans are people that they are warlocks, yeah, and they work with, let's say, the Vatican. These, at the Vatican, these people, they work with magic, yeah, they work with magic, they work with spells. So we have to know who they are so that we can understand who we are. And they are scared of us, but if we don't know who we are, then the only thing that they will have is fear, but they will still try to instigate on the continent, putting brothers against brothers, sisters against sisters. These are things that they have been doing for ages. So we have to know who they are. We have to know who are who we are putting into place in the government, because the West is doing it for us. All around the planet, they are doing the same thing. It's not only in Africa. So we have to be mindful about these type of things. Africa is a continent who has lots of portals, and that's also very important for the Europeans. They know this. They know that Africa is a portal, a few portals you have on the continent, and that beings, from other realms are coming here. are coming to the continent of Africa. Yeah, so for them it's not only about the resources, it's about something that is bigger than us, and they know that. So that's why they're also trying to keep Africa colonized, because they know that if they take their hands off Africa, it's done. It's already done. I'm speaking things into existence. It is already done. It has been ordained by the universe, so they cannot go back, but they will always try, because these people, they just don't give up. So Africa, is the owl. It is the planet, let's say the planet, the earth, Gaia, Madre Tierra, Kai, etc. However you want to call the planet, Africa is the owl. So it is like the mother of everything. Yeah, the mother of civilization, the mother of all. So this motherland is supposed to watch over all the other countries on this planet. So an owl can, change their head or move their head, turn their head 360 degrees. And this is what Africa was doing in, ages ago, eons ago. So Africa is has to go back to that, because if Africa does not go back to that, then we here on this planet have a problem. Then the Europeans will keep on polluting the place. They will keep on destroying this planet. So Africa was eventually a gatekeeper for this planet. The protector, the all-seeing eye, that's Africa. That's why the name motherland. The only continent that has this name is Africa, the motherland. So I think all over the planet we have to stand up for Africa. We cannot just say, oh, we don't live there. Some people may even say, I'm not born there, I'm not African. It is extremely important. People don't know how important this motherland is. Resources come from there. Portals, a lot of portals you have there. They are not even talking about the strange beings or the beings that we don't know that are coming from different realms on the continent of Africa, but it's happening constantly. So that is also something that the European wants to guard. So that's why they have their people there. So, like I already said, Africa is a protector, the all-seeing eye of this planet, and this is why it is extremely important for Africa to go back to its original state. And we, as 9-ether beings, we as neuromelanated beings, carbonated beings, we have to be mindful of that. Yeah, that Africa has to go back. The name Africa was not even the original name of Africa. The name was Alkebulan. And Alkebulan, the etymology of this word is owl. Yeah, owl that can see everything 360 degrees. The owl can know what's happening around it. This is why Africa is so important. That's why they want to destroy Africa. That's why they want to get every last drop of resource that they can get from Africa. And we have to protect it. We have to protect all the lands, but it starts with Africa. Yeah, so I already said Alkebulan is an owl. That's the etymology of the word. And it also translates into the Garden of Eden, mother of humankind. Some people may say mankind. I say humankind, because mankind is a kind of a man, and that's the European. Humankind is the African people, the neuromelanated beings, and the carbonated beings. Yeah, so Africans should go back to Ifa, the way of the ancestors. That is extremely important, the indigenous faith of African people. They have to go back to get to know who they are. because the first there were no the first religion, let me say it like that, was spirituality on the continent. And now people are trying to fight about, no, I'm this religion, I'm that religion. The only thing that existed on the continent was spirituality. Yeah, but they want to keep us far away from that because they don't want us to tap into our higher nature. They want us to stay in our lower nature. And I see here third eye vision says the Dogon tribe talk about different beings traveling back and forth. Yes, and it is still happening till today. Even I think it was some children, school children. If I'm not wrong, it was, I think, in Nigeria. You had some school children that saw a UFO, if you want to call it like that. They saw it during the day, and they ran outside, or they were outside, and they were like, okay, what is this thing? So it's still happening. So the European wants to guard that too. They don't want these beings to come in contact with African people, because African people are really clever, really intelligent beings. Even if some countries are poor, they are extremely intelligent. Yeah, I'm talking about neuromelanated beings, but some neuromelanated beings are living in different countries that are developed and this and that and that. But you have Africans that live on on that continent, and they don't have anything, but they are still freaking smart. Very intelligent with nothing, but still very highly intelligent. So yeah, the Dogon tribe is extremely important, and there is another tribe that is that's still living, like in a rural area, and they still practice these ancient ways of spirituality. So, but they have an eye on them too. So, why? Let me say, Caucasian people, they go everywhere. They want to know everything. Yes, yeah, South Africa, yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm very happy to see that that you're talking about this, because these are things that we should know, as neuromelanated beings, and it is extremely important. I also see here even spells in cartoons, yeah, music, etc. Everywhere there are spells. Even when we speak, when people are speaking to each other, you are using spell without knowing, because you're casting, words into existence. That's why it is very important to be very mindful about what you are speaking, what you are saying. So yeah. What else was I gonna say? To free, the minds of the neuromelanated beings living on the continent, it has to start with their mind, their spirit, and their soul. So you have to go within. You have to tap into that higher nature. Yeah, so-called black people are nine ether beings. Yeah, so we have like the highest strands of DNA, that is nine, and all other mankind, let me just say it like that, all other people have only six. So this tells you how connected we are to the higher realms, how connected we are to spirits, how connected we are to the universe, the unseen. So that's why it is extremely important for us to know who we are. Yeah. Black people, is like the strongest race. Some people say race does not exist, because they are going to tell you that every being, yeah, came from a black woman. Yes, I'm going to go there. Every being came from a black woman, but I'm not going to go very deep into that. I'll make a video about that, about yeah, how it can be that certain yeah, beings that are lighter than the darker ones, that they still came from a black woman, because a black woman can make different shades of people. Only the black woman. Yeah. So, but let me keep on going. Um, so our avatar is made out of carbon. Yeah. Your spirit and soul is God. So that is something that we need to know. Yeah, when you know, and that is the moment that you can say like, I'm not gonna let these people put me into fear. It is time to now say enough is enough. I know, we know who we are. So they fear you because they know who you are. That's why when they, see black people in European countries or in America, for instance, they are scared. Even the police, when they see us, they are scared. And we might ask ourselves, why are they scared? We are just human beings just like them, because the elites know things that we don't know, or that we now know but with what we did not know. Yeah, and every beings are waking up. We are tapping into this energy, embodying this energy of the Aquarius age, and we are out of the Pisces age, the sleeping stage age, and now we are in the awakening age. So Aquarius is waking everybody up. Everybody, even the people that want to stay asleep are gonna see certain things and be like, wait a minute. They might go back asleep, but something in their mind will be like, something in adding up. So this age is the age that everything is gonna change. And if people like it or not, yeah, things are gonna change. And the Europeans, the Caucasians, they know it. So they're gonna fight till the end, or till the sun gets too strong for them to be outside. No, so they will fight till the end. Also, this I wanted to say, the name Africa was created by Europeans. Yeah, the word Africa was Greek and Latin. So in Latin it means sunny, and the word, so you have Africa, and the freak means, in Greek it means spirit of horror. So this is why they fear you. They fear us. Yeah. Um, so I said at the end that our avatar is made out of carbon. Your spirit and soul is God. Don't let anybody tell you that it's not, because it is. The darker your skin, the more carbon there is in your skin. And you're made out of, six neutrons, six protons, and six electrons. So that's positive and negative. Yeah. So when you see 666, don't fear it. Yeah. Try to tap into these numerologies to know what they mean, what they symbolize. Yeah. So that you can know that God and Goddess lives within you. Yeah. And that it's not evil. But they want you to think that it is evil, tell you that 666 is the beast, for you to stay far away from yourself. Carbon is a basis where all life comes from, and it's a chemical element like hydrogen. Carbon is an abundant element that exists in pure form, such as diamond and graphite. So carbon makes up to about 0.025% of the Earth's crust. Yeah, so that's how how godly your skin is. That's how godly you are. Something else that I wanted to say is that it's what makes Africans God. It's what make your DNA, the most strongest, the most powerful DNA on this planet. The ancestors are here. The energy is here. You can sense, you can feel the strong energy of them here. And nobody can stop this paradigm shift. The shift is here, and it's only gonna be intensified by the sun, by everything. Everything on this planet is gonna change, and everything, if there is need for a purge, the planet is gonna purge. Yeah. So like I already said at the beginning, this thing, it is bigger than us. Yeah, some, even some of us that are spiritual and diving deep into our inner wisdom, our inner knowledge, and tapping into spirits and nature and everything, so on and so on. Even we sometimes ask ourselves, like, how are things happening, because things are going so fast. um they say that, like for instance in Africa, I think it is Nigeria, they call it the great giant, the big giant. It's awake. It is awake. It is awake. In Nigeria, there is like an extremely big portal of entities that come in. So the name the giant, is not, just to say. It is a truly name with power and with a lot of spirituality attached to it. Yeah, so the giant is awake and it's not going to sleep anymore. It is important for us to bridge the gap, that exists between carbonated beings. We have to bridge that gap. We have to know who we are. Even though we are born in a different country, we still carry the DNA of African. We still carry the DNA of nine-ether beings. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter if you're born in the Caribbean or America or whatever. When you go and do research on your DNA, the first being, the first human that they found was in Africa. So you cannot hide to be not wanting to be African. It's just your DNA, and you have to be proud of it. Africa needs to go back to a matriarchal system, because no, I'm not I'm not a feminist. I'm just telling the things how they are supposed to be. So things have to go back into their natural state. And a matriarchal system is just something that brings balance. That's the only difference from a patriarchal system. And the mother was a matriarchal system before things changed to a patriarchal system. Um, so it brings balance and harmony, so that's why it's just very important for this system to change, because when you look at Africa right now, all of these patriarchal, all of these, brotherhoods that have been created, it's not helping the country, the continent, and countries on the continent with anything. So balance have to be restored. Um, Owl, yeah, when we have to go and look at the spiritual meaning and symbol of the owl, it's also the spirit of deceased ancestors, yeah, Alkabulin, deceased ancestors and other spirits, other deities, yeah. So our ancestors used numerology to identify our destiny. Yes, Ashe, for sure, for sure. Yes, 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 yes. Numerology is extremely important, just like they also use geometry. That's also extremely important. They still use a lot of geometry in Africa. A lot of symbols and signs, etc., come from the continent. Even these designer clothes that they make nowadays and use certain type. Oh, all these hieroglyphs, you have them on the walls in Kemet, you have them on the walls in other, parts of the continent. So everything comes from the motherland. Yeah. Um, so the owl also serves as a bridge between the worlds, life and afterlife. So the name Alkebulan is a name with extremely powerful and extremely important um, how can I say that? What type of word can I use for it? It is extremely, extremely important for that name to be restored, you know, and the name Africa has to be done with. Yeah. The owl also represents the energy of the wise elders and ancestors who have previously walked on the soil or on this planet, on the land. This is why, we have to honor the soil. We have to honor the soil that we walk on, because others want to destroy it. Yeah. So the Europeans want to destroy the soil of Africa. Even when it comes to these, how can I say that, these resources, it is important for Africa to know that, hey, you cannot overdo things. Yeah. You cannot overdo things. Yes, it's also the symbol of third eye vision. Yes, thank you for that. It's also a symbol of protection, the owl. So the name Alkebulan is a very powerful name. Very powerful. Our ancient ancestors, yeah, ancient Egyptians, Kemets, ancestors, and other ancestors, etc., used to see the owl as the gatekeeper of the underworld, helping to protect the souls of those who unintentionally strayed into this land. Yeah, Ashe. They were seen as auspicious symbols of courage, higher assistance, and supernatural wisdom. These are a few reasons why Alkebulan should be returned. The name should be returned to the continent that now is called Africa. Yeah, the motherland. This is why the name is so important for them to change it. They have to be done with this name Africa that the European gave to Alkebulan. Yeah, they changed the name because they know the energy and frequency and vibration is what counts. That's how you connect to the unseen and to the universe, to God, whatever you want to call it. So these Europeans, they are not dumb. They know why they have to change things. For them to change things, for us to be under their spell. So we have to get rid of these things. And chosen ones, remember that your melanin is a gift from the creator. Honor your melanin, your skin that you are in. Embrace it, and don't let anybody tell you anything else. This is just a gift from the creator. And you know let it work miracles for you, but you have to know thyself. Yeah, let it work miracles for you in the physical dimension. We have to reclaim that which was lost and stolen or hidden from us. Let us access space in between spaces, the void. Yeah, know who these Europeans are. The European and his behavior of the Europeans, as a living organism, it acts like a cancer. Yeah, I'm not saying that all Europeans are bad people, but you have to be mindful of who they are and who their ancestors were. Yeah, so their behavior is like a cancer to this earth, because everywhere they go, they plunder, they kill, and they leave the place. If they leave the place, they leave the place destroyed. That is what they do. Yeah, so they are like a natural born killer. Yeah, who, wherever they go, wherever they put their foot on the soil, yeah, they destroy. A definition of a psychopath. And this is Nekbet. People who know Kemet know who Nekbet is. This is something that comes from her. This is how, you know, Nekbet and ancestors trying to connect to us who Europeans are. Know thyself, nine ether beings. Yeah, you have African DNA. We represent and contain man's, you know, a higher consciousness. Step into it. Yeah, we are spiritual beings having a human experience on this planet. And now is the time for us to go back to our ancestors' way, the African way of practicing spirituality and connecting within, connecting with our higher self, our higher nature, you know, and connect to the unseen, the universe, animals, plants, nature, ether, spirit, sun, water, stars, soil, and different dimensions, because we can, but we have to know who we are. We come from greatness and we will go back to greatness. This is my message that I wanted to bring out today. I just got all of these uploads during the day, so I thought I'm just gonna write them down and I'm just gonna bring them here on a live and bring this beautiful message to the nine ether beings, because I think it's extremely important for us in this time to be utilizing whatever we can, whatever spiritual mindset practice, to know what's happening. Because if we don't know what's happening and if we don't know where we came from, how can we know where we are going to go? And it's important for the whole planet. This whole thing, you know, people trying to fight a little bit over the motherland, you know, who has to take it, who has... Africans has to stand up for themselves. And Africans have to know who they are. And like I said, we have to, that gap that there is, we have to bridge that. When it comes to Africans in the Caribbean, Africans in America, all over the planet, we have to know who we are and we have to stick together. We have to unite together, because this is what is important for this time of the age of Aquarius. This is what is important, you know, and has been ordained by the universe. We were separated. We were making fights amongst each other when the European could come in, step, and divide us. Because if we would have been united like glue, stuck like glue, they wouldn't have had a chance. So this is my message. This is all the energy that I had today and the energy that I wanted to bring to my platform and to this live. And yeah, I'm gonna say thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. I truly appreciate you all for being here. And let me know in the comment section if you want me to do more live, what type of topic you want, but it has to be a topic that has to do with spirituality though. And I'm gonna, oh, I see here Third Eye Vision says every government system all across the world are connected. Yes, they are. And they use their puppets everywhere to keep us in check, to keep us under their spells. Yeah, because that's how they work, and that's how they can keep us under their spells, their magic, and so on and so on, you know, for ages. So we have to be mindful, we have to know who we are, and we came from greatness and we are going back to greatness, and we are already great, but we have to go back to that greatness and tap into our higher nature. So thank you for watching. I appreciate you all. Thank you. I cannot thank you enough. And till next time. Let me just give a shout out fast to Eric Godwin and Third Eye Vision, because you always support me. You're always here. I truly appreciate you. Love, peace, and light.